think I am just going to go ahead and start it up. And if we get interrupted with people, we get interrupted with people.
There you go.
All right. Since you're the only one on here, is there any particular part of the Facebook, like command to Facebook process you're concerned about more than others, or?
No, I'm just trying to get more familiarized with that because I haven't been doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
So just trying to, instead of just, using it for, documents and compliance, I want to see what all it has to offer because I haven't been using it that way.
Awesome.
Sounds like Tori.
It is Tori. Good call, Andy. Andy just walked in as well.
Cool.
All right.
Who we got? Just Tori?
Just Tori so far.
Hey.
And anybody that watches this video afterwards. So.
Hey, Tori.
Hey there.
Oh, sorry, we're not. All right. And since it's just the two of you,
Good student, yeah.
you're a good student.
Look at me go.
Feel free. In just a minute, we're going to get to the point where we're going to need a listing. So feel free, if one of you knows of a good listing, kind of keep that in your back pocket. I'm going to start off by just pulling up command and I suppose Facebook on another page as well. Oh, and actually, kind of more importantly, go to your own website, your own KW website, and pull up the listing that you want to post to Facebook.
And if you don't have a listing right now,
Then that sounds like a general consensus.
there you go.
Let's try to find a good one. Let's see. You guys want to do something in like the 400,000 range if we can find one?
Sounds good.
All right. We'll see if there's a KW one out there.
Hey, Tori, can you
Elevation,
hear me or just Daniel?
pretty much just me.
I think there's a rule that we can only post a listing that's inside a KW.
I would say, so he thinks there's a rule that we can only do a KW listing.
If it's not ours. Can
What
we
I'll
just
do-
keep this one?
Yeah, I was about to.
Hey, friend,
Hey,
isn't there a, this is very loud.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it is.
Isn't there a rule that says that that you can only share if it's not your listing, that you can only share inside the same firm?
well, and I think you have to have permission to do that as well, don't you?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't think
Yeah,
so
the
inside the
company
same
listing.
firm because the agreement's not with the agent.
That's right, with the firm.
Yeah, I was told that's a courtesy rather than.
Yeah,
like-
it's a courtesy thing inside the same firm. Hey, do you mind if I share your listing to attract buyers?
Not necessary because it's between the firm and the client.
Right.
Gotcha,
So I think it's a permission thing, like as a courtesy
gotcha.
inside the same firm, but outside the same firm, I think it's a KW rule that we don't allow it.
Okay, that you can't share somebody. And now you see
Even
a
with
lot of that.
permission, I think
Right.
because Tammy Fox is hot and heavy on that right now.
Okay.
I
Now,
think,
people do it. I didn't realize that.
oh, they do it all the time.
Yeah,
All right, I think for demonstration purposes, I think we're going to go with 2708 Cardwell Drive, but y'all feel free, whatever.
Yeah, pick some, do whatever you want. Pick something, just make sure you pick it within KW.
It is.
Okay.
It's a Sandy Sparks property. Let's see.
Is it live now?
Yes.
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
and I'm not trying to post anything myself right now. I'm just trying to pick up
Like how
knowledge
to do it.
of
Yeah,
better
definitely.
when I need to reach into that bag of tricks, so to speak, and do a little bit more, just trying to see what all I'm not doing when I have the opportunity.
Minute and a half.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, honestly, the one I'm gonna be doing, I'm literally just gonna post it and then just take it back down. Because again, right now I'm not a realtor anyway, so right now at least.
Sunshine,
You working on that?
I have a question for you.
I am working on that.
Daniel,
I figured since they're willing to pay for me to do it, why not, right?
What's yours?
Right. Well, and if even if you don't use it, you can get referrals.
This is more.
Yeah, exactly.
So Daniel.
Like,
the
why
engineer,
not?
is Actually teaching a Facebook.
Andy's getting
class
some permission real
right
quick
now
first.
About how to do listing or get Facebook advertisement through Command. And the person that he's working with doesn't have an active listing. And I wanted to know if you minded if he used it for an example to share to attract buyers, if he used one of your properties that was active. The agreement's with the firm, so there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a courtesy that we asked the listing agent the permission. So I just wanted to make sure.
Cool. She said yes. So, all right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, we just make sure that it doesn't, make sure we're not using any verbiage or anything that would make the agent look like it's their listing. Make
Yeah.
sure they say listing provided courtesy of Sandy Sparks with model and just list it out.
Got it.
Okay.
So he was just doing an example. and
So he's
I'll-
get permission on that. You probably already have all this stuff set up, but just for the sake of this video later, you do want to make sure that all your connections are made as far as like Facebook is connected to Command.
Got it. Okay.
10 seconds. Because I know there's things going on with y'all's. transaction.
I'm actually going to kill his mic real quick too. Okay. All right, and for anybody following along at home, this is where you go to make sure you're connected with Facebook and Command. Both of these should have at least one account connected. Let's see. So now that we know the property we're going to go to, and you do want to pull it up on the KW site, we'll talk about that in a minute. We want to go to designs. Hopefully it gets there at some point here. Tori, is yours being ridiculously slow too, or is it just mine?
I'm just taking notes because if I try to go between all those screens, I'm probably going to go nuts. So I'm just basically taking notes from what you're telling me, and then
Sure.
I'll go back and try to do it myself.
That is very fair. All right, so what I'm going to do at this point, we're going to create a design.
Okay.
And since we know that we're planning on doing this on Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and use that social tab. It is possible to kind of reuse what you do. So you may want to do like, let's say you were doing a brand new listing and you wanted to do flyers, you wanted to do social media, and maybe even some other things. You may want to start with the print and just kind of reuse it. But again, in this case, we're specifically just hitting up Facebook. So we're going to click on social. Now we're going to use the templates that are already preloaded in Command. What some people will do is kind of take these templates, make them, and then customize them a little bit more in a third-party program, such as, I just forgot the name of it.
Canva or something,
What'd you say?
like Canva or something.
Canva, exactly. Yep. And the nice thing, once you kind of make one or two of these, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know exactly what you're doing with them. So we're going to find, let's see, let's go to listings. just a kind of a generic for sale. Let's see. I'm kind of partial to this design. It's kind of clean and neat.
Mhm.
All right. And we're going to go ahead and close out the little things that pop up. And Tori, I think you were actually with us on the magazine one too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you've already gotten like a pretty good feel on this.
Yeah.
But just kind of a reiteration on it. I like to pull up the KWLS on the side here. I have that address. I'm just going to put in 2708, which is a Sandy Sparks property that she has listed. But we called her and she gave us permission to use it in this presentation. Let's see. I'm not sure why that's got two. I'm going to go with the higher number. I'm wondering if it's been listed twice before and it's just kind of pulling.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's get those listing details and see what's going on. 375. I do believe that is the one. Yeah, 375. Unless they just happen to be listing it for the exact same price a second time. What I really like about this part is we can just click on the address here and we can click on the address over here and refresh that and it changes it immediately.
Mm.
I'm going
That's
to run through I have found one thing I do not like is these buttons where it says like 3 bed, 2 bath, 2,200 square feet. Let's find the bathroom. So there's 2 full baths. That's actually right. Sadly, this is exactly right. I will show you the downside on these though. Whenever you click on it, if you then tell it to replace, it has a tendency to just replace the number rather than saying beds beside it.
Gotcha.
So just those little idiosyncrasies or whatever. 2205. Man, this property is actually very similar in size and everything.
It is.
Let's see, 2205 square feet. I'll leave that simplified and then let's update this price. And I do like taking US dollar out of that.
I don't know what else currency we're gonna get.
Exactly. Especially in Burlington, North Carolina, right? Let's see here. And of course, we also need to switch out our branding. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to knock out the generic DBA name and we're going to add ours. For anybody, again, for future watching this video, anybody that does not have our official logos, those are available at Keller Williams, I'm sorry, kwcentral.com. And you can go to office logos. And these are all the official logos that we currently have. Any of the ones that change background whenever you put the mouse over them, those are ones that are transparent. So if it ends up in front of a picture or something, you'll have the transparent backgrounds. Any of the ones that don't change have that color background. So this is like a white background on this one. I think there's a couple colored ones in the smaller ones. Let's see, let's switch back to command here. And I'm just going to grab one of these, throw it down here. In really, really fine print down at the bottom without me zooming in, it does say actually I will zoom in just for official purposes. Each office is independently owned and operated, just the standard stuff there.
Okay.
All right, that's nice and lined up. I guess the most important thing I should have done is change that kitchen out. Somebody would be really disappointed probably. All right.
Although it does look similar to little bit similar to Anthony Hazar's listing on, I think, Memory Lane.
It does. I actually just saw that video this morning. They shot a video in there, if we're talking about the same one.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yep. They're gonna have that up on, they're starting up a YouTube channel and they're gonna have that up and running really soon. I was
Yeah.
talking to them right before I came down here. So I like to just drag the picture over. I was gonna go with the actual front of the house, although I don't know. May want to do the kitchen on that one. I'm not sure what the best picture to use in this one. Probably not bathrooms, just because.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
We're into outdoors.
true. Let me see the further out shot. I do like you can just keep cycling until you find one
Yeah,
that works
whatever
really
you
well for it.
Feature, yeah.
And some of them just, whenever it kind of condenses down, they look a little different. So you do want to play with it until you find just the right picture. Is that it? I get sidetracked easily. That is a very impressive garage.
Yeah, it is.
He's got 9, sorry, that's sexist. I just assumed it's a he. Oh, they've got 9 lights hanging on the ceiling there. That's crazy.
That's big.
I got like 2 incandescent bulbs in mine.
Fancy.
Yeah, I have I have garage envy now. Let's see. Oh, I see, because they have the external one.
Oh, yeah.
This place is 3 cinemas. I have to go look at that. That's not a bad. Anyway, getting focused here. All right, I think I'm going to stick with the kitchen. I kind of like their kitchen. It'll shrink down a little bit. Although the peak kind of makes it look like a modular home. And it's definitely not a modular home. All right, let's just go with traditional front door. All right. Anyway, so you have everything made. And if you're like me, you get very sidetracked very easily just looking at the pictures and the information and everything. So we're more or less done with it. What we'll want to do is change the name up here. Most people, of course, just use like the address. And I normally put something like FB for Facebook or something like that, just so in the future I can easily reference back to this particular design. And we can hit done on here. If you wanted to export this and work on it some more in a program like Canva or what have you, you would just hit the download button. I prefer PNG personally. And if it is something that you're printing out, you'll want to use the PDF version of those. But you just download that and then upload it to, again, like Canva, or open up your photo editing software. All right, so that's made. The next thing we want to do is actually just go back to command. For some reason, I've noticed leaving design, a lot of times I have a hard time getting out, so I just kind of relaunch command. And design does kind of work autonomously, so feel free to have like a second tab open if you wanted to. From here, we're going to do campaigns, since we're going to be instantly uploading this to Facebook. And we're going to create a campaign. And we're just going to do the freebie social post rather than a paid for one, especially since we're promoting somebody else's. Feel free if you're promoting your own to do the paid for ad. All right, what's this? Let's see. Found my new dream garage at this house. All right, so that's going to be the relevant one for myself personally. Before we even start looking for the design that we just created, if you don't already have your DBA logo, you do want to upload that there. It's going to watermark the picture that you use. So again, whenever you're getting the office logo, make sure to get one that has the transparent backgrounds. Let's see here. I personally keep it on the right-hand side, but that's just personal preference on it. Since we did do this in designs, we're just gonna browse the designs library. Let me actually go back for a second. If you worked on it in another program and you're bringing it back over, just use this upload image button. And we're going to pull that up since it's the most recent. Okay. Where it does the cropping, I always select free so that it allows you to get the entire picture that you created in design. And then click the crop image. And again, that keeps it the exact size. In the itty bitty little picture here, you'll notice that the KW logo has been put into that picture.
Mhm.
The next important step on this is actually going to be the little link tab here. So this is where you being on the KW, your personal KW site's important. We're going to pull that back up. And we're going to copy the link from your KW site. So if somebody clicks your link, it takes you to your site rather than Sandy Sparks. Nothing wrong with Sandy Sparks' site, but she does her own promotions. And right now you're promoting yourself.
Right.
So copy and paste that. Go ahead and click the validate link and it'll figure out, yes, it's the right one. Let's see. And I want to put just a little bit more with the text on there. I'm actually going to go back to her. Let's see. Her property description. Let's see. Huge sunroom, backyard. I'm going to put a fair amount of the text, but I am going to cut it off and put a little quick to see more. That way, anybody that's reading through and is kind of interested in that, if it grabbed their attention, they'll promote them to actually go to your website. Down here below with the link, it's making sure that all your connections are made. So if you have multiple Facebook accounts, that you're putting it to the correct Facebook accounts. You can also schedule your posts. Let's say you had 5 listings that you wanted to promote, but you didn't want to just, shotgun your Facebook page that people would just see it as noise. As you do these, you could kind of spread them out. So that it's over a time, but you're just knocking them all out at the same time. So, 6 o'clock in the morning, you could be posting 5 of these and have it 1 o'clock in the afternoon each day for the next 5 days, or however you felt was appropriate.
You're on vacation or something, you can just go ahead and you don't want to have to get on and schedule a post. You can do that ahead of time.
Yep, exactly. I'm going to hop back over to image. We're not doing video on this particular one, but video is very similar. You just upload the video that you have, or if you've done like a YouTube channel or something like that, you can use the URL. And let's see. Everything looks good on there. So I'm just going to click the schedule post. Schedule post. And if there are any problems, it will tell you about those at this point. It'll say, hey, you need to do X, Y, or Z. I know sometimes if you don't put that DBA logo, even though it does say it's optional, a lot of the times it will still give you a hard time. And now I'm just going to go over to Facebook here. And let's see. It may take a second before it actually shows up. Oh, I accidentally scheduled it. That would be the issue there. By the way, and I fell for this. If you look at the scheduling, it does automatically create a schedule. So you actually have to remove that. My bad. Let's go edit that. Change that to publish immediately. And publish post. All right, it says it's published. Let's hop over here. And let's click on this again. There we finally go. Okay.
Okay.
And so that is up. And anybody on Facebook would be able to see it. Again, I'm not going to try to confuse people since I'm not a realtor. I am going to go ahead and take this back down. And this is also, let's say you posted this one. Oh man, I was on 5 of these in a row and put the wrong address on one of these or something. So you had to remove it. You can just click the little ellipsis button there and delete. And just warns you, deleting the photo will also delete the post. Not a problem. And it's back off of there.
Cool.
So in a nutshell, that is how you go from command to Facebook. Pretty straightforward. Obviously using design can take a little bit of practice. Something I do highly suggest practicing. Tori, do you have any questions?
I don't think so. That was pretty straightforward.
I felt like I was hoping to finish up a little bit early. Today's Rivers' last day. So
Yeah.
anybody watching this, say bye to Rivers if you get a chance. She's going to Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
So.
what I'm understanding. Now, will you be able to watch this video on, where will it be available at?
Yep, so I'm going to have it on our YouTube channel, and then I will throw it on the Facebook, like our KW Central site.
Okay.
I'll replace, right now I have the Tech Tuesdays going live, so I'll switch that out with the video once it's done
Okay.
uploading and all that good stuff. YouTube checks it for a lot of copyright infringements and stuff before you can actually post it, so.
Okay.
But yeah, Tori, thank you very much for showing up. A whole lot easier to do this while somebody's, you can actually have a conversation rather than just trying to wing it by yourself there.
Well, I appreciate you, and good info.
Thank you so much. You have a good one.
You too.
Bye.